today we have with us Deepak Bhagchandaney, Senior Vice President of CMS. Hello and welcome to the event.
Thank you so much.
So talking about RMS, what is the possible uses of RMS in NBFC sector?
So when you talk about RMS, we specifically call the services as RMS as in remote monitoring services because this is slightly beyond the conventional e-surveillance system wherein you are monitoring the security and more so the theft and preventing pilferages. When you talk about remote monitoring, there are several use cases with the help of AI-based algorithms which you can detect and work upon. In case of NBFC per se, when you say, I have been interacting with several NBFCs like L&T Capital, Kotak and stuff like that, where they have 500 to 3,000 branches. Now, when you have such a huge geographical spread of branches, you need to monitor them. So, for example, the opening and closing hours can be done through a sensor-based or an AI-based algorithm. One doesn't need to monitor them through an attendance system. Or for that matter, the footfall count, the number of people who are visiting the branches, are the managers or the branch managers there in time, and so on and so forth. So there are several other use cases besides the pure play security and surveillance bit, which is mandated by the government and RBI as such, that where you need to do it for the compliance point of view. So using the same infrastructure which you have put for the compliance purpose of just doing the security surveillance, you can deploy certain AI algorithms to do various business insights into the business.
So when we talk about, so there is something basic security. So what is your imaginations and that is, innovations that go beyond basic security?
So there are two ways to look at this. One is when you look at any place in general, wherever you have deployed a camera infrastructure. Let me give you an example of a small format retail like a shop like Lenskart, for example. Right, typically most of the places there are 4 cameras and a DVR or an NVR which records the video footage. Having done that, so what happens is mostly it's a post-mortem. Whenever something goes wrong, we go back and try and see the footage and see what happened. And most of the cases you will find the camera was not working on that day. So here when we talk about use cases beyond this, wherein it's not just pure play recording, we are talking about an alert-based monitoring and an AI-based algorithm which are detecting some anomalies in real time. A very simple case is health check of the infrastructure you deployed, the health check of cameras and the DVR. For example, one of the cameras stops working, the stream from that stops coming and we can detect it in immediate real time and say that so-and-so camera has gone bad and you can repair it. So that when you actually need the footage, the camera is in a working shape. So health check of the infrastructure, footfalls, number of people who are coming in, the gender of the footfall, male, female. If people are using a particular, colored bag to buy something and go out, we can actually see that, in the course of the day, there were 200 people visiting and only 40 of them moved out with the merchandise they purchased. So, it's basically the use case that can be tweaked, to be able to, identify with the help of AI algorithms, and then the corresponding reports can be shared, virtually in real time.
So my last question to you would be talking about this event. Elets has organized its 13th NBFC 100X Summit. So a lot of, ideas and innovations are being shared today. So what is your insights about the event?
So I did attend quite a few sessions today, and I realized that increasingly the flavor has changed over a period of time. From what we used to say deployment of tech just as a, networking and switching and routing and connectivity. From there, that's now taken as a given. And what it's moved on to is that the data that we are collecting, how are we able to utilize this? Are we training our algorithms? Are we able to predict our NPAs? Are we able to kind of, manage the lending cycle far faster or better? So that the event really now has evolved to a more, modern tech-based event than just a pure connectivity-based event.
Thank you so much for connecting with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.